welcome back to another video of mine. I am Fat Brat, otherwise known as Naria on TikTok and Instagram. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a mushroom hat just like mine. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. A couple of things that you're going to need is scissors, a glue gun, glue sticks, a couple sheets of cardboard, fabric, and whatever other accessories that you like, as well as polyfill for the hat. The first thing you're going to do is cut out a circle out of your cardboard, and what you're basically going to do is cut out a circle for your head in the middle so that when you wear the hat, it's going to fit like a hat. So what I do is I basically cut into a tiny little spiral until I get to the desired circle shape that I want in the middle of the hat. I'd say definitely start out small, because if the hat has too big of a hole in the middle, it'll fall through and then your hat just won't fit right unless you have like guards on the inside, and that can get uncomfortable. Now you have the brim for your hat. That's how it's supposed to look. Not all hats are fully circles because all mushrooms are not the same size, shape, or have the same look to them. So it can come out uneven or even, however you like it to be. The next thing you're going to do is cut out a strip about as long as this, and this is going to be the actual like cylinder that goes around your head, and it basically shapes the foundation of the hat. What I usually do is I pull it like this and I curve it so it's like this. And what you're gonna do after that is you're gonna cut a couple of notches into the hat. I lost my scissors. You're gonna cut a couple of notches at the bottom of the hat like this, and I'll show it to you when I finish cutting it through. And so basically you should have all these little notches at the bottom, and you just flip them up like this. What this basically does is that so you don't have to struggle with trying to glue it to the base of your hat, you can just glue it to the bottom and it'll stay like that. This whole like piece right here just makes the whole thing a hat. It basically starts your whole foundation. I already said that, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself. But yeah, it basically... Is that good? Yeah, right there. And you're going to glue it to this part of your hat, and I'll show you how. And to get your hat looking like this, you basically glue around the circle right here, all the way around. And that's basically what those notches were for before, and so it should be looking like this after you finish it. So it kind of looks like a hat now. And you can use this base for like any kind of hat that you want. Maybe you want to make a different kind of hat, a flower hat, a regular hat, a witchy hat. You know, this is a good base to start it with. Now that you have your hat base built, you're going to take a smaller thing of cardboard, like a thin strip, cut it in half, and this is basically going to act as your guard so that when you wear your hat, it doesn't fall through this circle part, this hole right here. And cut it in half, and just like before, you curve them out just by pulling on them like that. When you're finished, your pieces should look like this, and basically when you wear it, your hat will be basically safeguarded. The next pieces you need are 5 or more strips of cardboard that are really long, and these are going to make the base of your mushroom hat. So this gives it its roundish shape so it looks like a hump over it, and I'm going to just glue them on there. And just like before, you're going to curve every piece, and you basically glue them on around the edges, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Boom, boom. You take your glue gun, and right there. And you're going to repeat this process all around until you get like a full like cylinder shape. And if the pieces are too long like this, you can just cut them off and then reuse them at another part. But leave like an inch when you're cutting them, because you're going to need the end part to curve at the bottom. So like say for instance here, and I do that, and I left an inch so that I could basically glue it like that. You basically hold it till it's glued down, and you keep doing that all around. I like to go back and forth just because, I don't know, it's just more satisfying to do it that way. And when I say back and forth, I mean like this way, this way. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm sorry if that doesn't make sense. And when you're cutting out the strips, they should be relatively the same size. If they're not relatively the same size, it'll create like a weird, like, I don't know, it'll mess like the whole shape of the hat up. It'll start looking really bumpy and weird because none of the pieces will be even. They have to lay on top of each other, so when they're stacked up, they're gonna have to look like they're correlating, if that makes sense. I'm so sorry. I'm like rambling. That probably doesn't even make sense. And be careful when you're using hot glue. I didn't even say this. Make sure your glue gun is on the low setting. If you have a low setting on your gun, make sure it's on the low one, because if it's on the hot one, you're definitely going to burn your fingers trying to like smooth out the glue and stuff. It's starting to get rounded out. I have like one more piece to go, like around this part, and I'll probably fill in the extra gaps with other pieces that I have. Okay, so it's filled out mostly, and as you can see, like right here, there's a huge gap right here where I could probably put a piece, maybe right here. And I usually use the scraps that I just cut off just to fill them in so they actually look like, you know, it's not a dip in there. And then you just tuck it underneath. And you can glue it down if you want. And because this is somebody else's hat, I'm going to glue it down just so it stays in place. And it, you know, closes the gap up. Put one right here too. Now you have a fully rounded out circle. You can wear it sideways, you can wear it this way. The next part, we're gonna go into like covering the whole thing out, decorating it, and I'm gonna get the... To cover the hat, I'm gonna use this royal blue fabric, and for the bottom, I'm gonna use this white silky fabric. This is basically the underbust part, and this is the top part. So what you want to do is you want to have at least 1 yard of fabric for every hat you make. It's better to have more fabric than less, just because you can work with more if you mess up, or if the fabric rips or you get glue on it and it doesn't look right. You can always just like start over. And basically you just curve it over the edge and I'm sorry. So you glue it and then you just pull it over and glue it all the way down. I don't know how another way to explain that other than just like glue, curl, hold, make sure it's there. Please make sure that your glue gun is on low when you're doing this, because if you burn your fingers, it's really gonna hurt. I promise you. After you've glued the hat fabric down, you should cut off the excess part so that you can start on your bottom half. So you just cut all this bottom like extra off. You can make bows out of it or something. I usually use it for extra accessories if I want to do. The next thing you want to do is take your long strip of white fabric, which is for your bottom, or it can be any color that you choose, but I usually put white because that's usually what it looks like at the bottom. You take a fold, you fold it over, and you glue it just like that, all around the rim of the hat. And by the rim, I mean this outer piece right here. You put it all around there. As you're gluing, you should get that really neat, like, folded edge around there, and you just keep going. I just wanted to show my progress so you see what it looks like during the process. When you finish, your hat should start to look like this. Let me fold it over for you. And the reason that we have so much fabric at the bottom is because we're going to fill it up with the polyfill. So with polyfill, you have to, if you overfill it, it's going to look weird and you're going to overheat in your hat because it's a lot of fabric all at once, and you're probably going to heat up because it's a lot on your face, especially if you're wearing makeup. Yeah, don't overfill, but don't underfill, if that makes sense. I'll show you the bag that I'm using. So what you want to do is basically you want to fluff it out since it's been like pushed, like stuffed in a bag for a while. I basically just take it apart and put it back together. And to get it on your hat all around, you're going to take your base and take your glue gun. And you're going to just like glue a line and just start putting polyfill on it. I'll show you. This is just so it stays in place when you're gluing everything down. So when you're finished, it should look like this. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to fold it over really tightly so it can get that illusion. So after gluing it down, this is what the inside of your cap should look like. And when you push it down, it just looks like a mushroom membrane. It should be soft, squishy, and this is kind of like a smallish medium hat. It's not too big. I think I'm going to do a separate video of how to make way bigger hats than this, but this is like a basic hat. I don't usually put lining on the inside because I don't wear my natural hair when I'm doing like costume things. But for the natural hair girlies, I'll definitely make a separate video of how to make like a satin lined inside for your natural hair. But overall, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna cut to like the mannequin wearing it. Hold on. This is what it looks like on the mannequin. I'm taking off like stray like little glue strings that I see, because they do happen regardless of what you do. But this is what she looks like. And if you want to see me do bigger hats, smaller hats, taller hats, make sure to comment below what you want me to see next time. And I hope I get to see you in the next video. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, my TikTok, and my Instagram. Oh yes, if you want to see how I put my charms or where I get my charms from, a charms video, accessories, laces, comment that as well below. Just tell me what you want to see next time and I will definitely make a video on it. Oh, if you want to commission me for a hat, you can email me at the email down in the description, or you can DM me on Instagram and I will definitely reply to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I get to see you again next time. Bye!